The game finally said Kendrick's name, just like I knew he would.
2026 is officially off to a hot start in hip-hop. We got albums, we got mixtapes, we got diss records, and now we officially got the game name-dropping Kendrick Lamar calling for smoke. That's right, you guys. After years of teasing and edging the fans, gaslighting the fans, claiming he's not dissing Kendrick Lamar, then he goes on interviews claiming that he's the best rapper in Compton, the best rapper on the West Coast, nobody can fuck with him, and if you think anybody can fuck with him, tell him to step up.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
Game.
You still the best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton.
The game said, you know what? I have nothing else to lose. It's 2026. He's got a new mixtape dropping with DJ Drama, and off rip in the intro, the man name dropped Kendrick Lamar. Game said, if I ain't the best rapper from Compton, it gotta be Kendrick. And if Kendrick the best rapper, tell him step up and end it. I'm in the stairs clapping hands for the man I've offended. Can't go to war against someone that I gave my appendix. So not only is he now calling out Kendrick Lamar for smoke, but he's also claiming that he gave birth to Kendrick. So now we're finally here. No more backtracking, no more sneak dissing, and most importantly, no more lying that you don't want smoke with Kendrick.
What's up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join that membership and all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. So, I knew Game would finally crack because he didn't get the traction he wanted. He baited you guys, and a lot of you guys made a lot of excuses. Even guys on the West Coast were coming out claiming that Game couldn't have been talking spicy about K-Dot because he sent it to K-Dot before he dropped it. Well, I told you in my last video when I said, please don't respond to the Game. I said Game would do something like that to try to make it like he's not talking about him, and they would actually ignore it and not care one way or the other if Game was talking about them or not. You got to think, they probably been dealing with Game so long, they know how Game is. They know Game got these bipolar tendencies, right? And they know that Game will eventually, somehow, some way, turn on the people he has his hand out for, especially if he did something for him. He's going to remind them over and over. He's telling a lot of tall tales about how he wanted to sign Kendrick and Top wouldn't let him, this, that, and the third, only to go be reminded that Kendrick had already made a record saying that Game didn't like his first music when he first had it. They went on tour with Game and then came back and Game wouldn't even rock it with him, wasn't taking the calls no more, something like that to that degree. And Kendrick was like, what happened with that? And the homeboy finally told him that Game didn't like the music. So now here we are in 2026. It was really 2025 when he said, he told somebody on some podcast that he wanted to sign Kendrick, and Kendrick was like, yeah, they said Game didn't like it, right? So here we are once again. We knew that this was coming. Game got a mixed CD coming out. Every movie needs a trailer, and I'm disappointed in a lot of you guys because I distinctly remember being chastised for spreading gossip. A lot of people in my comments here and on Twitter and elsewhere, wherever else I put it, were basically saying I was a warmonger. I was trying to spread gossip to get two dudes that had no problem to beef. I was accused of a lot of shit. And I saw other YouTubers saying that it couldn't be true because the way that Game said it, it was just an open-ended comment. It had nothing to do with Kendrick, and we're reaching. Well, I said, I saw quite a few of my constituents that I really respect, and I was like, well, if that's how you see it, you're wrong. End of the day, I'm proven right because I made videos, this, that, and the third, saying I'm not going to play with you guys. I'm not going to waste a lot of you guys' time that's watching. Game is clearly dissing Kendrick 100%. There ain't no way around it. I don't know why these guys are sitting there tiptoeing around it. I don't understand YouTube sometimes, gang. I'm just going to be honest, man. I know it's a place where you gotta worry about your political connects. You don't want to offend dudes because you might see them in the streets, this, that, and the third. I understand that. You don't want to ruin potential collaborations, affiliations, and sponsorships, and this, that, and the third. But the most important thing you got to remember here is you got to be honest and you got to be real. And people going to respect that more than you placate and trying to bounce around and make things look lighter or tighter than they really are. If you don't know, say you don't know. But don't try to spin something that looks one way and you try to say, nah, it can't be that. I don't believe it's that. It looked directly like he was talking about K-Dot on when he first said the thing about best rapper in Compton. Then he goes on Shannon Sharp and says, I'm the best rapper in Compton. Shannon Sharp is not equipped to handle that conversation. Shannon Sharp starts saying, yo, oh shit! You mean you're better than Ice Cube? You're better than the Snoop? Like, Shannon Sharp was not the guy to handle that conversation. He has no hip hop knowledge beyond fucking 94 or some shit like that. So he can't handle the conversation. Only rappers he know are the sensationalized rappers that go on his daggone podcast and say some goony goo shit. Cause they want action and activity. They want engagement. So that's the only rappers that he knows, the messy ones. So he's not the one that had a conversation. So I went and told you guys from day one when I first heard the line about the best rapper in LA, whatever he said back then, a couple months ago. The best rapper, the nigga you think the best rapper ain't gonna do shit about it, right? The best rapper in LA, ain't no doubt about it. Some shit, whatever he said. So he came back from round 2. When that didn't get the traction he want, a lot of these dudes do breadcrumbs, and they want you to like some Hansel and Gretel shit. They want you to follow the breadcrumbs right into that witch's house, right into the goddamn oven, and then you're trapped in it. But you guys didn't follow the breadcrumbs. You said, oh, breadcrumbs. And you said, oh, squirrel, and you ran over there. So he didn't get the daggone traction he wanted with the first, when he dropped the first one. So now he got another one. Every movie needs a trailer. With DJ Drama, they going at it again, right? Gangsta Grills, they at it again. I guess it's either a deluxe version of the Gangsta Grills mixtape or a new version of the Gangsta Grills mixtape. Either way, the game needs traction because he got something to promote, right? End of the day, he not gonna let this go. This time, he said K. Dot's name, which I had no doubt was eventually going to happen because this is the game we're dealing with. Game gets on this mission. He until it gets cracking. And I don't know whoever really responded to Game. You got people now talking about, of course, the Drake fans coming out of nowhere. Now he got to respond. You got people saying you got to respond, this, that, and the third. I don't know anybody who has responded to the game really in the real, has really. Rick Ross didn't respond. Eminem didn't respond. K. Dot not going to respond. I don't know nobody takes Game serious because when your reputation is trolling and you say one thing, do another, then say another thing, come back and double, a lot of people stop taking you serious. So no one wants to see this battle except for Game, right? And a few guys probably, I don't know, in Alaska somewhere. Other than that, and I like the Game. I say the Game can rap all the time. Game's one of the best rappers in history. Now, am I putting him in my top 10? No. But at the end of the day, Game is a hell of a rapper. The antics always mess him up. The last album that he did, I told you, that album was fire. I did a review on my other, maybe that album was before, the last one that I remember reviewing. The one with the Eminem diss on it, right? That album was fire. I did an album review on my CLBMG review channel. And I said, take off the Eminem diss, the 10-minute unnecessary attention horror type of diss about Eminem. Take that off because it's really, really bad, gang. One of the worst diss records we've ever heard. Worse than diss records that are really awful is worse. Because it's unnecessary. Eminem has never said anything to Game. Hey, Game has always praised Eminem, and out of nowhere, when he need that money and need them eyes, he goes and does a 10-minute Eminem diss, mimicking Eminem's voice. It's just not a good look. So it ruined the whole album for me, right? But everything else in the album. So Game is a prolific writer. He can make good music. But these antics get him in trouble. So it's like, gang, I don't know why he does this. But on this new one, right, he got a song called Whatever, opens up the album, I believe, with this song called Whatever, right? And he goes, if I ain't the best rapper from Compton, it gotta be Kendrick. Says his name, right? Says his name. I said it before and I say it again. Kendrick does not have to respond to this. And they're trying to make it, now they want to do a Joey Badass thing on Drake. Of course, Drake fans, yo, you gotta respond. Because they brain dead, gang. These motherfuckers on life support, right? Their brains need to be studied like against Neanderthal brains. It's like they don't think this shit through. You ran with the Joey Badass thing, but you didn't even go support the motherfucker, right? The nigga album didn't do shit. The nigga had to cancel his tour, but you ran out there. K-Dot gotta respond. You on the clock, K? Because they do what they're told. I told you they got these Zoom calls in the morning. The Zoom calls are they're about an hour and a half. They do all the narratives in the morning, and then they push them out to the brain dead fans, the goddamn Walking Dead zombies. So then the Walking Dead zombies, oh, what we gotta say today? Oh shit. Oh, K-Dot gotta respond. Dot, you got 24 hours to respond to who it is again. Oh, Joey Badass. You got. So it's like these motherfuckers is brain dead. So now they hollering. Now you got to respond to the game. We don't listen. I told a nigga today, motherfucker, Club Paradise. I said when nigga from Club Paradise speak, we can't listen. End of the day, I don't know if you people don't know that's not on Twitter. Club Paradise is a room that all Drake fans reside in. Okay, let me leave it at that. So on this song called Whatever, he goes, if I ain't the best rapper from Compton, it got to be Kendrick. And if Kendrick the best rapper, tell him step up and end it. Right? Then he goes on to say, I'm in the stands clapping hands for the man I defended. Can't go to war against the nigga I done gave my appendix, right? So he's still saying, he's still trying to walk both sides of the fence. Now, this is light Let's just be honest. It's not even a diss. It is a diss. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. It is a diss. But it's a like diss because you're saying step up and end it. But it's a diss. In this hyperbolic world we in right now, little lines like that turn into whole wars, right? Didn't Kendrick just say, ain't no big three, it's big me? Right? This is how we got the so-called war. 7-minute drill, push-ups, family matters, euphoria. We got it from a couple bars. Right? Kendrick said, ain't no big three, it's just big me. Then he said it's time for him to prove that he's a problem, right? Then he said 2 dudes hugging and kissing on stage. That's all he really said in the goddamn record. Right? Like that ain't but goddamn told. It's another nigga. Future's on, it's a whole different, it ain't that long, so it ain't that many lines on the whole record at all. So we could get a bar that could start a whole war. Now, this right here, Kendrick too smart for this, but he does say, tell him step up and end it. To me, he's still trying to tiptoe because he's not really outright calling Kendrick, but he's like, if you guys are saying that he's the best, then tell him to tell me to stop saying that I'm the best. Tell him to step up with a verse. Tell him to jump in this field, and then we see it from there. Because what he says right here, and this shows the state of hip-hop. This line right after that where he says, go to war against the nigga I done gave my appendix. He's still saying I helped out, I did everything for him. He wouldn't be who he is without me, right? But that's not the issue. The issue is the line after that. He says, I don't write raps for niggas on podcast couches, throwing stones, sitting alone in their glass houses. This is what it all stems from, gang. The people talking on Twitter, the podcasts and the YouTubers like myself who say this, that, and the third, that Dot is the greatest, whatever, this, the insert fucking compliment, insert whatever declaration we've been doing over the past couple years. Game's sick of hearing it. And every time Game says anything, we say, yeah, but Kendrick's still out there, the boogeyman, da-da-da. It's a lot of rappers that's getting tired of this Kendrick praise. You got to understand what's going on. It's a lot of these guys. When you see these guys take these little light jabs or they try to say little slick with Drake, yo, da-da-da. When they try to side with Drake on the low, those are guys that's sick of Kendrick being praised so much. Right? Or got this affinity for Drake and or both. Right? Game feels loyal to Drake because Drake did a record for him. I think he did a feature and didn't charge him. Right, I think they kind of strong on him, but they didn't charge him. And then Game would never forget that Drake showed up. I believe it was in LA and did the video. He was there on the set, even though he was scary. He did it. So Game is one of these guys that would never forget that. So he has an affinity and a loyalty to Drake. So he's never going to turn on Drake at the risk of his own brand and his own name being muddied and sullied in LA. He didn't get invited to the pop out. We all saw that. So Game is a loyal guy, and I gotta commend him for that. Even at the wrong time, the whole LA's riding behind Kendrick. But you're like, man, I can't do it. I love K Dot, da da da. He do kind of a little jealousy with K Dot. We all see that. But really, at the end of the day, he's just super loyal to Drake for coming in and holding him down. He might have got a big bag from that. That might be one of his biggest records. So he had to choose, and he chose Drake. But part of that is a little bit of sickness, and he's kind of tired of hearing all this K Dot shit. Just gonna be honest. So at the end of the day, this thing is about all the people like myself who give K Dot all this praise and all this, yo, K Dot got Grammys, yo, euphoria, da da da. He beat Drake handily, it's over. Da, da. So a lot of that stuff, these rappers are watching these podcasts way too much. They watching Joe Budden, this, that, and the third. It done went from, it used to be, the podcasts are different than the blogs, gang. The blogs used to find talent and uplift it. Right? The podcast, we talking about the niggas shit, the shit niggas doing that's trash, and we bringing shit down like, no, like nigga, hell no. Like we calling niggas out. Right? So it's more dudes with a voice that never had a voice before. And maybe shouldn't need one. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of people that can make a YouTube channel, take their phone, upload some shit, and just talk this shit. So it's a lot more voices right now, and these rappers are listening to the voices. They listening to it too much, and they're letting the voices make their decisions. That's why J. Cole jumped out there, did what he did, then retracted it. Now he out here again talking big bone and broadly, listening to these voices. The very first song on J. Cole's album, he's talking about voices, podcasters, YouTubers, right? He's dissing us, he's mad at us because we dick riders and haters spreading gossip. Well, you listening to it. But they know that this is who runs this thing and who says what that I. So he said, I don't write rhymes for niggas on podcast couches. Whoever that may be, they feeling away and starting to kick in and it hurts. So now he want to prove something and this K Dot. This is where we are in the world, gang. These rappers care about what is said on YouTube. It really bothers them. They want you to give their album 5 mics and all this shit. They want to go watch Melon over there. They want fucking Fantano. They want to go watch him and get a 9 out of 10 on his shit. So they really care what we say on these channels. And it makes them lash out. And this is what Game is doing. He's lashing out. No one needs to pay this any mind, nothing to see here. But we do got to acknowledge it. I got to chronicle it because Game did call out Kendrick. He 100% called out Kendrick. And I went on my last video, right? Homeboy just wrote this a couple weeks ago. I just saw it today because I went and watched that. I went to that video to see something, and I saw the comment, and it said, "What's up with you new school soft ass niggas that's always telling rappers not to battle? Oh, Kendrick, don't battle Game, ignore him. Oh, Eminem, don't pay no attention to that. It's you new school niggas." First of all, I'm not new school gang. Let's start there. I know you see the grays in my beard, but he felt the way. He's like, yo, you guys are a new generation. You're soft. You always telling somebody not to battle. Well, guess what, gang? I'm going to tell niggas to not battle when it don't make no sense. You see J. Cole? Go back in my videos. I said, J. Cole, don't do it. Leave it alone. It didn't make no sense. Now, 2 years later, J. Cole's name is Mud. That nigga's Elmer Fudd right now. Right? So at the end of the day, I'm right when I tell niggas not to battle. I don't say it because I'm soft or scary. I say it because it needs to make sense when we get a battle. It needs to make sense. Some of these battles ain't making no sense. They just happening. Right, you saw Joey Badass, the whole West Coast, they battling the whole West Coast, and what happened? Joey Badass record didn't do shit, and he canceled the tour for his mental health. So what did it gain him? All these Kendrick fans hate him now. It gained him nothing. Sometimes the battle ain't worth it. Especially right now with K-Dot, his love right now, this nigga on the Love Unlimited right now. This nigga's Barry White right now, okay? His love is unlimited. The Love Unlimited Orchestra. You come at him, you better come correct, and you better not be on some bullshit. So to take up that mantle makes no sense right now. Game is willing because he got nothing to lose. Game got millions of dollars he owes this girl. She owned a goddamn record label. He has to pay her back one way or another. So yes, he needs this engagement. So Kendrick don't need it. All right, man, I'm out of here. Let me know what you think in the comments. It is what it is. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Black-yeti.com. Let me know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. every Wednesday night. We go live around 9:15, 9:30 on all my social media platforms, talking hip-hop, talking shit. We just did the trial of J. Cole and his crimes against hip-hop. Go back in my live feeds and watch that. It's a good episode. Also, we got a song called This That off the What Project. We rapping on that, man. Listen, tap in, head on over there, run up them spins, watch that video and comment. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. but I don't need them for that. Click, like, click, share. Tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location. Tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here. We ain't the cheese, we the trap.